it don't look like it's happening. That's just to, put it out there and be transparent with everyone, because that's the only question I get 10 times a day, maybe even more. So, that's what it is. And that's what it's looking like. Again, we still haven't heard from his camp, like specifically when it comes to the business. So, it is what it is. As far as my future, man, we moving on. We can't just sit around and drag our feet. But there has been some recent news that, his charges got dismissed in Florida.
Well, that's good.
I mean, like I said, we're not going to sit and wait. I think their best bet is to, to try to structure something. If not, we're gonna move forward. We don't have time to be. It's not like we're the cash cow. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but do you think he even wants to fight you?
Honestly, no. Yeah. But we'll see.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, and I'm back at y'all with another one. Okay, here we go with another one, right? So, WBA Super Featherweight World Champion. I don't even know if he's still the WBA Super Featherweight World Champion. Star boxer Lamont Roach Jr., who is now lightweight title contender, with a record of 25 wins, 1 loss, 2 draws, 10 wins by way of knockout. Lamont Roach was featured on Paul Malignaggi's show with ProBox, and Lamont Roach Jr. once again is reiterating that now he's moving on from the Gervonta Tank Davis fight, but he gives a soft "I'm moving on," right? He doesn't really stick to he's moving on, right? He says they haven't heard from Gervonta Tank Davis's team and his business, right? The legal team. They don't know if Gervonta Tank Davis, he's in limbo, right? And Lamont Roach states that, they can't sit around and wait for Gervonta Tank Davis anymore. They're going to move on. Well, I'm going to say this, right? I was told that they're looking to make an announcement for Gervonta Tank Davis, superstar boxer, who has 30 wins, no losses, 1 draw, 28 wins by way of knockout, after his charges was dropped in Florida, okay, and Gervonta Tank Davis, has to deal with his situation in Baltimore, but it's looking good. All signs is pointing good, right? And so Lamont Roach is of the understanding that Gervonta Tank Davis didn't sign to fight Lamont Roach for June 21st. He never signed the portion of the contract. Then they were supposed to fight in August. He never signed that portion of the contract, right? He don't want to fight Lamont Roach right now for whatever reason. He stopped training, right? Gervonta Tank Davis' mind seems not to be in boxing. I don't know how much so it has to do with Lamont Roach himself, or it's just Gervonta Tank Davis disconnected with boxing overall, right? So Lamont Roach and his dad, they let the world know that Tank Davis hadn't signed, right? At this point in time, Lamont Roach has to now separate himself and find out what his value is without Gervonta Tank Davis. Now is the time for Lamont Roach to figure out what's my value without Gervonta Tank Davis. And he goes on in this interview and he tells Shakur Stevenson, Olympic silver medalist, undefeated 3-division champion. He tells Shakur Stevenson, he's coming after Shakur Stevenson, and he tells Shakur Stevenson, don't duck him, right? Don't duck the smoke. Well, my thing to Lamont Roach is this, right? It's now drawn out. It's fatiguing, okay? The whole situation with Gervonta Tank Davis. If you don't feel like Gervonta Tank Davis wants to fight you, if you feel like he's ducking you, it's time to move on, Right now, this has become a soap opera that's unnecessary. It's just simply time to move on. Move on. Graduate from the situation. And if you able to spin the block on Gervonta Tank Davis later on, then you do so. But now, at this point in time, you got guys like Gary Russell calling you out. You're all over the place with you saying you go to 147. You fight the winner, Devin Haney, Brian Norman. You're saying that you'll go to 140 and fight T.O. Right? Now you're all over the place. You're using the newfound fame and recognition that you got from your performance against Gervonta Tank Davis, and you're pointing it in the wrong direction. Gary Russell's calling you out. That would be a huge fight in D.C. They are both from D.C. You saying that you don't want to fight, but you stand inactive. You fought March 1st, and all you're doing is waiting around for Gervonta Tank Davis. At this point in time, it's time to, at some point in time, it's no longer him, it's you. Now you're the culprit because if you say he don't want to fight, move on. He ain't signed a contract to fight in June. He ain't signed a contract to fight in August. Move on. So what y'all gonna come up with a new date? November, and then he don't sign the contract and you still playing this merry-go-round. Move on. So you saying now, Olympic silver medalist, undefeated 3-division champion, former unified super featherweight, now WBC reigning lightweight world champion, superstar boxer, Shakur Stevenson said that he don't mind fighting Lamont Roach. It's a big fight for both of y'all. You have to capitalize on your new found stardom. That's what you have to do. It's time. Shakur Stevenson is 24 wins, no loss, no draw, 11 wins by way of knockout. So Shakur Stevenson is a big fight. A huge fight for Lamont Roach and for Shakur Stevenson, right? If Tank Davis don't want to move the division forward, move the division forward by yourself. You have a lot of momentum. Your name is carrying a lot of weight right now. Capitalize on it. You sitting around waiting for a rematch with a guy you saying don't even want to rematch you. So move on. Focus on Shakur Stevenson. Again, like I said, Gary Russell is a big fight right there in D.C. Let's say you don't want to go into big negotiations, right? You're not signed with the PBC. So it's not like he got obligations to the PBC or something of that magnitude, right? You're not signed to the PBC or anything in that magnitude. So focus, you don't want to go to a big fight? Okay, capitalize on your newfound fame and stardom. Fight Gary Russell in D.C. That Tank Davis never wanted to fight Gary Russell. You can fight him right there in D.C. with your momentum, your stardom. Fight right there at the Capital One. Get a big fight, big name. Instead, he's talking about Gary Russell hasn't done anything. What are you talking about? You haven't done anything. You did not win the Tank Davis fight. You drew. Now, technically, many people, including myself, feel like you won. But you got to draw. Outside of that, you had a tough performance against Hector Garcia. You didn't wash Hector Garcia. You needed a late knockdown to win that fight. You lost to Jamel Henry. You have to capitalize on the momentum now and stop sitting around. Shakur Stevenson, big fight. Gary Russell is accomplished. You fight and beat Gary Russell, that speaks volumes. Why are you waiting for Tank Davis to spin the block? Okay, you fight Gary Russell. Let's say you beat Gary Russell, right? Okay, Tank don't spin the block. Okay, well, now I'm going to fight Shakur Stevenson, right? You fight Shakur. Tank don't spin the block. Okay, well, now I'm fighting. Move on. It's time to move on, man. You got to close the door, man. You got to know your own value. You saying that I'm not the cash cow. Right, you're not the cash cow. Move on. If you understand you're not the cash cow, you know how you got to work to be the cash cow? You got to beat people. Period. Fight and beat Shakur. You fighting for the green belt, the WBC belt. That make you a 2-division champion, you beat Shakur. Is it as valuable as beating Tank Davis because of the pedestal that he's on? No. But it's not far. It's just a step below. If you beat Shakur Stevenson, that speaks volumes, just like beating Tank Davis. If you beat Gary Russell, yeah, he had the layoff, so on and so forth. I thought he beat Mark Masseo even with the injured shoulder. Nonetheless, you got two guys right there available that you can fight that's big, and you still focus on Tank Davis rematch. Stop. You got to move on. Period. So let's see how this unfolds and plays out, man. But that's all I got for y'all, man. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV. All one word. It's your boy Blue signing off. I'm gone. Peace.